He just wasn't making improvements and responding like the other kids that we knew were.
After we consulted with our family doctor, she had suggested that we seek out the Bowen Center. That's what we did, and he ended up diagnosing John with the autism spectrum.
Things that I thought might lead towards him having autism. His speech was very delayed, and he was very reluctant to comply to just about anything that you wanted him to do. Finding resources for a special needs child is extremely difficult.
When I first learned about Child's Play, we were ecstatic that they had made a commitment to our community. Jason and Becky came to our house and talked to us about how they would work with John and interact with John one-to-one and work on his behaviors and things that we were really struggling with around the house.
What brought me to Child's Play and really gain an appreciation for working here is just the devotion the company has for their clients. They have a really high standard of their staff. One thing I like best about being a therapist at Child's Play is just the variety of environments you can work with your kids in and just how much training and effort the company gives you to where you really feel like you're implementing their treatment very well. Some of the practical life things we work on here is doing laundry or doing chores around involving putting things away when you're done, and some of them work on cooking and working with food and appliances.
I've noticed that he started to put his own laundry away without being prompted, and he washes the counters. We came out the other day and he had the music on and he was washing the tables and the counters on his own. So I think he just feels a little empowered. I think the number one way that I think Child's Play stands out from all the other things that we've used is that they are focused on the individual child. You know, they meet John at his level with toys and, you know, bubbles and games and, you know, sits on the floor with him if that's what he needs.
Probably the biggest thing that we've noticed with John since he's been working with Child's Play is just his vocabulary.
One of the main differences I've seen in John in his progression here in the past months here at Child's Play is his language development. John is definitely more engaged now. To get John to do tasks that he might not prefer, we often may throw in a couple things that he really knows how to do very well. We may ask him to put your arms up or thumbs up, things that he really enjoys doing, and then move on to something maybe he's a little more resistant on.
We usually speak to the therapist that works with John in the morning when we drop him off, and we always get a short synopsis when we pick him up, as well as a written paper that tells us what he did during the day.
The ultimate goal is to not need us and to be able to use what they've learned here in the shortest amount of time and generalize that to their home and school.
I would make a recommendation to another family that was considering Child's Play. Just try to have an initial meeting to go and look at the facilities and see what the therapy is doing in other kids' lives.
They can talk through what their options are. They will sit down and talk with you to find what resources are necessary. They are great advocates at working with your insurance to get you the program that you need and the most hours that will be suitable for your child.
Changes in our life since John began at Child's Play is just that, you know, things have been easier around the home. It just gives our family hope for the future.
He's learning to be self-sufficient and to take care of himself, and I think that's what's important.